Hello, you get pajama me this morning because that's just how some days go. All right, we are on day 17. Can you believe it is 1 week until Christmas Eve? Okay, where are we? Here we are. The advent calendar, and we have a cranberry vanilla cheer herbal tea. Yes, I will 100% be loving that and probably not sharing it. Also, how pretty are the tea bags today? Love that. On to mini brands. Up at the top. I'm so sad we're almost done. What did we get today? Black Beauty, and it's a hardback. Excellent. Today was a good day. Love it. I did end up going over to my sister's all afternoon, and by the time I left, all she had to do was sweep one little portion of the room, and when her husband got home from work, he could carry up the tree and she could get the tree set up. So left her in a really good place with that, and then solidified our plans for Christmas. And when we were growing up, we always celebrated Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day was just kind of a day to relax, eat a lot of junk food, and play with your new toys. And then as we started to have kids, we still really tried to do Christmas Eve. But when you've got 5 adult children, sometimes 6 if my foster brother was home, with their spouses and then their children, by the time that the kids started to get beyond like the toddler phase, it would become overwhelming. You wouldn't get to see what anybody had got anybody else. It was so loud and so chaotic. And then of course the spouses' families were starting to pull on time. And so we just kind of, Mom tried to switch to an open house where people could just stop in, except we all showed up and it was the same chaos again. And that was exhausting for her. And then I think one year they tried to go to each person's house, which was tiring for them. And trying to coordinate it when they're not going to be at their houses because they're at their spouse's family. So actually getting together and having the massive Christmas, we've not done that in years. And now, of course, the next generation is having their babies and you've got jobs, and like my daughter's working Christmas Eve. So she wasn't even sure which of her adult children would be working Christmas Eve, but she is assuming her husband will be, because he usually has to work Christmas Eve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be here at Mom and Dad's during the day on Christmas Eve day. My one sister's coming in from out of town, and then my sister that's deceased, her 3 children are going to try to all get here at the same time to see each other. And that'll be their little Christmas together that I get to be a part of. And that's when I'll get to see my grand nieces. And then Christmas Eve, when Mom and Dad go to church, I'm going to go over to my local sister's, and hopefully all of her adult children are off work by then. That's the hope anyway. And I'll hang out, play games, eat some food. And nobody's doing a big, like in my family, we don't do big, massive gift exchanges anyway. We do a lot of either thrifted items, homemade items, or things that people need generally. We do not, there's no extravaganza, we don't. And this year we all have cut back. So there's not like going to be a big gift exchange at my sister's or anything. And then Christmas Day, and at some point my brother has said he'll stop by Mom's and I'll get to see him and his wife. I don't know if his adult children will make it by. One of his daughter's married, his son is not, but you know, I don't know if I'll get to see them at all. And then Christmas Day, my daughter and her boyfriend will be here. My out-of-town sister said she'll try and come back. My brother said he might stop in depending on what other families they're running around to. And then I'm hoping that my oldest son, will come by to see his sister. But my youngest son, who is in the military, has absolutely no idea if he'll make it back for Christmas at all. So that's the plan as of right now. And today we are baking cutout cookies. We did not get the snickerdoodles done yesterday, so that's on today's list too. And Dad and I have some errands to run that involve my car, because my car's been sitting there with a flat tire for months. And Mom and I are working on a little something. Can't show you guys, but I have been working on that the last couple of days. So lots to do today. Mom's in the shower, so I thought I would run down and do this, my Advents, and get this out of the way. And that's it. I'm thrilled. Love these. I love the hardback books of the mini books. Can't wait to drink this tea a little later. And what is the weather supposed to be like for you guys for Christmas Day? Yesterday, the 10-day forecast predicted it was going to be 62 here. Now it has come down to 51 with a 60% chance of rain. Of course, by the time that we get to that, the 10-day forecast is never, ever right. Like, it's the weather forecast in Ohio is usually right 2 days in advance. 2 days gives you a good idea. But what is the weather forecast for where you guys live? Because yesterday we looked at that and it said 62. I thought, that's insane. All right, bye guys. Have a great day.